Be sure to check the timestamps in the description to easily navigate the video. And welcome back to Lycan Studios. It is currently 10 o'clock, so if I do sound tired, I do apologize. I've had a super long day today. I worked all day, and then we ended up going back out to town to eat with my wife's parents. They're in town because she is actually graduating tomorrow, so I wanted to say I'm super proud of her. But anyways, let's get into the top 8 crazy theories. I was just listening to that, and I guess I should say that she's graduating college. She'll have a 4-year degree in social working, and she's going right back in to get her master's degree. So definitely proud of her. But anyways, I also wanted to say huge shout out to all the Patreon supporters. I love all of you guys and for all the support on part 1 of this video. But anyways, for number 8, we have that the Cleganebowl is still on. So it says that the Hound and his brother the Mountain will meet and fight to the death. At the end of season 4, it looked pretty bad for the Clegane brothers. Sandor the Hound Clegane was beaten by Brienne and left to die by Arya, while Gregor the Mountain Clegane was fatally poisoned by Prince Oberyn of Dorne. However, both of them survived and now they're on a collision course. Cleganebowl is one of the biggest Game of Thrones theories. Yeah, damn right it is, and I really want it to happen. And it's still very possible that we'll see it. The Hound is currently teamed up with Jon Snow and the Northmen, but before he was fighting alongside Beric Dondarrion and the Brotherhood Without Banners, who were originally sent by Robert Baratheon to kill Gregor Clegane in the books. Wouldn't it be delicious if Gregor finally fulfilled this mission in Season 8 by taking down undead Gregor once and for all? The fans demand it, and the showrunners are listening. I think it actually meant wouldn't it be delicious if Sandor finally fulfilled the mission and killed Gregor. Or Gregor, however you want to say it. But anyways, I would not have used the word delicious. That just makes me sound fruity. Not that there's a problem with fruity, I just prefer to be minty. Whew, I'm sleepy and do not know what I'm talking about. But anyways, for number 7, we have that Bran is actually Bran the Builder. Now this one's kind of interesting. It says, for those who do not know, Bran the Builder was the man who created Winterfell and raised the wall over 8,000 years before the events covered in Game of Thrones. There's belief that our Bran and the former Bran are one and the same person because of his ability to influence the past. We already know Bran can see into the past and the future, and he can influence events and warg into people. Hold the door, anyone? Seeing as he's aware of the White Walkers in the present day, maybe it's his responsibility to travel into the past and raise the wall to keep them out. Also in the books, Old Man mentions on several occasions that Bran's favorite stories are the ones about, yep, Bran the Builder. Is that an echo of the young Stark's future? Maybe. But hang on. If Bran builds the wall but also gets marked by the Night King and allows the White Walkers to pass it, does that mean he's wasted his time? Or does it mean that he built the wall to hold on to the undead at bay until man is ready to deal with them? I do want to point out that I am reading straight from these articles, so if you want to check that out, definitely check the link in the description below. But anyways, Bran is just one of those characters. I've been saying it from the beginning. I just have no idea what way they'll take his character. I think if they could kind of tie in some past events such as Bran the Builder, as well as maybe like why the Mad King went mad, with maybe Bran possibly warging into them or going back into the past and speaking to them, I think would be really cool. I don't necessarily want him to become the Night King, but I feel like they could still tie in some of these things that happened in the past. Definitely let me know what you guys think about that, and tell me what you think's really going to go down with Bran. I know it's pretty difficult. So for number 6, we have something that I've seen in a couple different supposed plot leaks that was actually tied together pretty cool, but I just don't know. It's a big jump. It says number 6, Euron Greyjoy will control a dragon. It says that Euron Greyjoy has already pledged his allegiance to Cersei by wrecking Daenerys' fleet and bringing her Ellaria Sand and her daughter as prisoners. Last we saw, they were dying in a prison cell at different rates. However, that may not be the only trick that Euron has up his very stylish sleeves. It says in the books that Euron Greyjoy acquires a horn called the Dragonbinder while searching the ruins of Old Valyria. He claims it can be used to control a dragon, but it hasn't been tested. We haven't seen Euron with Dragonbinder in the series so far, but he could definitely surprise Dany and her army. If someone used one of her own dragons against her, it would be devastating for Dany. Unlikely now, as Euron has already established himself as a powerful villain in his own right, and it seems the show is leaving it to Qyburn to deal with the impending dragon assault on King's Landing with the Scorpions, which we know work, thanks to Bronn's heroics at the Battle of the Loot Train. Plus, I just want to throw in the fact that we now know that they've improved the ballistas, so yeah, I just don't really see that happening, but it would definitely be interesting. I don't think they would really do it either just because they have to deal with the undead Viserion now, but what if somehow Euron Greyjoy actually took control of Viserion with the Dragonbinder? That would be nuts. I honestly can't really see it happening at all. And then it says also the Night King has Viserion in his army, so adding a third player in the dragon versus dragon battle seems a little excessive. I agree for sure. And now we get to your guys' favorite, it seems like. Number 5, Jon Snow is Azor Ahai, or the Warrior of Light, or the Prince who was promised. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of this theory, or well, prophecy, I guess. I'm just not a big fan of it, but let's see what it means. So it says that it means now that we've gotten the pesky R plus L equals J theory out of the way because it's totally canon now, we get to look further into what that means. The biggest is whether he is the warrior of light or prince who was promised. All signs point to yes. Melisandre's prophecy states that the prince who was promised will have the blood of the dragon and will be reborn in smoke and salt. In the books, Jon's wounds smoke and his comrades cry salty tears all over him. Whenever she's looked into the fires for Azor, she's only seen things to do with snow, which can't be a coincidence. In addition, Jon picked his Night's Watch post over his lady love, Ygritte, which ties into the original Azor Ahai and Nissa Nissa prophecy. Interestingly, a less popular fan theory suggests that Sir Davos could be the prince who was promised. What? He has been linked to Melisandre throughout the show and was reborn in smoke and salt when he was pulled from the water during the Battle of the Blackwater. That is very true. His presence could also explain why Melisandre assumed it was Stannis for 5 seasons before he was killed by Brienne. Food for thought. Man, what if Davos is? That would be nuts. In Season 7, Episode 2, Melisandre suggests it could be Daenerys as she speaks to her about the prophecy. The show makes a point of stating that the High Valyrian term for prince is non-gender specific, suggesting it could even be Dany herself. I'm not gonna lie, I really am not one for this theory. I feel like something's probably going to come down with it. I mean, just because it's so popular, it's one of the main things going on in the books and stuff like that. Plus, it looks like Sam is going to be studying about it and stuff like that. So I think I would be really happy if it ended up being Davos somehow. That would be pretty insane. Definitely let me know what you guys think about this one though, because like I said, I don't really care for this theory too much and I haven't really looked into it a lot as others. So number 4, we have again that Tyrion Lannister is a Targaryen. I think this kind of focuses more on him as opposed to the 3-headed dragon, or the dragon has 3 heads. So I'm not gonna lie, as long as he ends up being a good guy, I would absolutely love for Tyrion to be a Targaryen. I think it would be really cool. I just don't think it fits with anything, and I don't think it really furthers the story or, helps with the plot and development at all. And I think I said it in the last video that I don't think it fits because if they did have an affair, it would technically be the twins that ended up being Targaryens. I'm pretty sure. But anyways, let's read what it could mean. It says that Jon Snow isn't the only Targaryen around. Well, of course, there's Dany. Now it says Tyrion Lannister is also believed to be one of the prophesized heads of the dragon, along with Dany and Jon. It comes from the theory that the Mad King Aerys Targaryen had an affair with Tywin Lannister's wife Joanna, the mother of Tyrion, which might explain why Tywin hated him so much. And despite what happens in the books, the TV show is pointing in that direction, with Tywin saying, "You're no son of mine," just before Tyrion shoots him with an arrow. Although this could just be part of Tywin's constant rejection of Tyrion's suitability as a Lannister, something that's alluded to again and again throughout the first 4 seasons. I agree for sure. They also said that despite what the books say, I honestly don't feel like George R.R. Martin would really let them change the identity of a character like that. But anyways, it says we've also seen a strong connection development between Tyrion and Dany, with her trusting him above almost anyone else. This is likely to be Tyrion showing loyalty to Dany. Loyalty is a genuinely new thing for Tyrion, given his rather selfish nature, and vice versa. But some corners of the internet think it goes deeper than respect and friendship. So far, Season 7 has only shed light on Jon's lineage. And I want to go back for a second. I know that they did change Catelyn and Lady Stoneheart and all that, but I feel like this is way deeper than that, if you know what I mean. I think out of all the theories, even including the merman, Tyrion being a Targaryen is just one of those ones that I'm just not too sure about. But nonetheless, number 3, we have that Jaime will kill Cersei. A lot of people really think this is going to happen. I definitely believe in the valonqar prophecy. I think it's really cool. And I think they could also play, a twist on it and let it be Arya or even Tyrion himself. So it says with the death of Tommen, Maggie the Frog's prediction that all of Cersei's children will die has come true. Where her last pregnancy fits in, I don't know. However, there's one more tidbit that concludes the childhood prophecy. Cersei will be killed by her valonqar, or little brother. A lot of people have taken that to mean Tyrion, who's already gained access to the Red Keep to meet with Jaime. However, he's not Cersei's only little brother. Jaime, Cersei's twin, was born a few minutes after her. I think most people actually think it's going to be Jaime, not Tyrion. I think they got that a little twisted. So it says that Jaime has seen Daenerys' dragons firsthand. He knows Cersei won't win an open battle, and he's clearly not happy with the direction the kingdom and his family are taking, especially as Cersei has pretty much just sacrificed the entire north to the White Walkers. Even though Jaime has said time and time again that Cersei is the most important thing in his life, he may be more sympathetic to Tyrion's pleas after discovering his little brother didn't murder Joffrey at the Purple Wedding. I mean, he did agree to a secret meeting without telling his sister, and given his reputation as the Kingslayer, it would be heartbreakingly poetic justice to have Jaime kill the Mad Queen too, if she pushes the rulership of King's Landing too far. I honestly feel like this is one of the most ones that would probably come true out of all these theories, and Jon riding a dragon. That's definitely going to happen. Sorry for all of you who hate that one, but I think it's going to happen. I'm willing to place wagers. But anyways, for number 2, we're getting into the juicy stuff. We have that Cersei becomes the Mad Queen. It says that after Cersei went all-girl on fire against the Sept of Baelor and declared herself ruler of the 7 kingdoms, it seems she's fast turning into a metaphorical reincarnation of Aerys Targaryen, aka the Mad King. Throughout Season 7, her behavior has pointed to an increasing loss of perspective and control, especially as she's already gone back on her pledge to help fight the White Walkers. This could be a serious problem. It's no secret that Cersei isn't the most pragmatic ruler that Westeros has ever had, but her recent actions show she's only interested in doing what she wants when she wants. Typical women. No, I'm just kidding. Completely joking. In fact, one psychologist even diagnosed Cersei as a classic narcissist on Reddit, adding that he knows you can't diagnose fictional characters. Yeah, that's kind of silly. For the longest time, Cersei's only saving grace was her love for her children. Now that all of them are dead, she really doesn't have anyone to hold her accountable except for Jaime, but they're going through a bit of a rocky patch at the moment. Cersei is alone, vindictive, pregnant, and sitting on the Iron Throne. That's kind of dangerous. She has enemies in all directions. She's losing her grip on power after the Loot Train battle, and even Jaime, her closest ally, is now in her eyes guilty of treason. Oh, and she's still got a ton of wildfire in the basement. Let's just say Cersei's reign of terror has only just begun. That's true. I never really thought about her becoming kind of like the Mad King. That's pretty cool. I'm not even too sure that that's really a theory as more as it's like something that's really going down. All right, so finally number 1. Now, I'll tell you guys, I haven't actually read through this whole thing. I just read the title of it. Jon and Daenerys are even more closely related. So let's see what it says. So it says, if you were thinking it was bad enough that Jon and Dany, who consummated their romance at the end of Season 7, appear to be aunt and nephew, this theory suggests that the extent of the unintentional incest could be much, much worse. I'm sure I totally jacked up one of those words, but anyways, it says a few telltale signs, such as Dany's misplaced memory of lemon trees in Bravos, because they don't grow there, but in Dorne, and the fact that fellow Thrones actor Alfie Allen has likened Jon Snow's parentage to a Luke Skywalker situation, suggests that Game of Thrones' newest lovebirds could in fact be half-brother and half-sister. The idea here is that Daenerys was not King Rhaegar's sister, but one of his children conceived with his first wife, Elia Martell. It's postulated that, following Rhaegar's death, Dany was smuggled into Dorne and brought up there in hiding, in the same way that Jon was taken under Ned Stark's wing as his supposed bastard child. Now this would actually be crazy. I'm not too sure how even any of this would get brought up, let alone be told. But anyways, it says that means Jon and Dany share the same father, Rhaegar, but different mothers, Lyanna Stark and Elia Martell, respectively, which explains why they look so different from one another despite the blood relation. I actually seen something the other day saying that Jon was a Baratheon. That was pretty cool. It says that this theory leads us to reinterpret all sorts of events from Game of Thrones' televised history. Did Ned, as the King's Hand in Season 1, try to dissuade Robert from killing Dany because he somehow knew of Jon's close familial connection to her? What does this mean for the Azor Ahai prophecy about the prince who was promised? As for the future, could Jon and Dany end up as lovers, half-siblings, and shared rulers to the Iron Throne? Hopefully Season 8 can offer some light on this rather disturbing subject. I mean, once they find out that they are indeed related and that Jon is a Targaryen, will it really matter, like, whether or not they're brother and sister? I'm not too sure. I could see them really not mentioning anything to do with the lemon tree, but it is definitely very interesting. And I know like all the hardcore Game of Thrones readers and stuff like that, that's the one thing, like the one major inconsistency that they keep coming back to. They just do not know what is up with that. You would think that George R.R. Martin has something up his sleeve, but is it going to be in the show or just the books? So definitely let me know what you guys think about these crazy 15 theories. Now this is an article, like I said, so definitely check the description below if you'd like to check them out. Also, I mentioned it in the first video, definitely let me know if you'd like me to discuss any of these theories in a single video. That way we can kind of go like really in depth with them. But anyways, this has been Lycan Studios. I apologize, I am super tired. It is 11:45, so it took me about 45 minutes to make this 15-minute video. But nonetheless, I'll see you guys later. Peace. You know what? I actually have a PS for you guys, just while I'm thinking about it. So basically on my last video, someone left a comment saying that I need to watch what I say about people being old and stuff like that. And I know I'm bringing the subject up again, but anyways, I just want to let you guys know that this is my little piece of the internet. I'm going to say what I feel like saying, and people, they're not going to stop me from saying what I think. I'm never going to say anything to intentionally hurt someone's feelings or anything like that. But if I feel, strongly about a situation, I'm saying it. And also, if you guys did make it this far, let me know, do you guys think that I should start putting like my shout out and my Patreon intro and stuff like that at the end of the video and just jumping straight into it? I kind of like keeping it, pretty cool and pretty special to whoever I'm shouting out by putting them at the beginning of the video, because not a lot of people are going to see it at the end. Definitely let me know what you guys think. But anyways, now I'll see you later. Peace.